Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. I'm Florence.
I'm Harold.
And I'm going to take off these headphones because I can hear echo. So I'm going to just have to freestyle. All right. So today we're going to talk about exposing Easter. You want to pray? You want to get right into it because we prayed before, but we can pray right now for everybody understanding. Hallelujah.
We thank you right now for this day, right now. Every man, woman, boy, and girl. We thank you for where you are in your life. Living blood running warm in your body. We thank you for being to our nostrils. We thank you for seeing, being able to talk and walk and jump and shout. We thank you for the food at the table. Thank you for closing our back. We thank you for keeping us healthy. Thank you for healing our people that have been healed. We thank you. I'm grateful for that. We thank you for all the miracles that's happening right now before our eyes. We thank you for all our hearts being unity and love for another and praying for another, and that we continue to pray and study the word and love each other with tender mercy, and that's like God got tender mercy on our heart, soul, mind, and body. We thank you, and we ask that you let your words and your ministry and your anointing and your heaven down words be spoken tonight on your people, all walks of life. And we thank you and we love you all in Yeshua's name. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. This is the day. This is the day that the Lord has made, that Yahusha has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it, and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made. I will enter his gates with thanksgiving in my heart. I will enter his courts with praise. I will say this is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice, for he has made me glad. Come on. He has made me glad. He has made me glad. I will rejoice, for he has made me glad. He has made me glad. He has made me glad. I will rejoice, for he has made me glad. Oh, give thanks unto Yah, for he is good, for he is good, for he is worthy, for he is good, for he is good, for he is worthy, for he is good, yes, he is good. Oh, give thanks unto Yah, for he is good, yes, he is good, for he is worthy, he's worthy, worthy, for he is good, for he is good. Hallelujah. good. Those
Yeah.
are just some songs on my heart.
Yes.
He's
Lord.
worthy to be praised. He's worthy to be worshipped in spirit and in truth.
Hallelujah.
And that's why we come to you guys today. Whether you're listening live or whether you're going to listen after this, we're going to share it on our Facebook. And we're coming to you guys today because we want everybody to know the truth about everything as far as like spiritual and biblical. And a lot of you guys know the truth. A lot of you guys know that Easter is a pagan holiday. A lot of you guys know that. But for those who are newly saved and for those who don't care, this message is for you. Because you should care. You should care because God said you must worship Him in spirit and in truth. So let's go ahead and get to the scriptures. I'm going to first, let's see. One moment. Okay, we're back. Hello. I'm not jumping out of egg or anything. I'm just saying. All right, so we wanted to talk about Easter and the foundation of it. We know, and we've been studying, Easter is actually, I'm reading for some notes that I have right now. Easter is actually a goddess. Her name is actually Esther. Legends hold that the story was that the goddess had a bird that she turned into a hare, which is a rabbit, a bunny, and it had a nest. It held onto the nest of the bird. Okay, so that's where the eggs come in. Now they believe it was representation of fertility. And say for instance, if somebody was to give you an egg or another person an egg, that person will be blessed that whole year. So it was a lot of witchcraft into that. And it was also a gift in the spring, and that like I said, the receiver will be successful the whole year. So it goes into a lot of pagan things that the first church, the body of Christ, did not adapt to. It was actually, Easter actually was celebrated before the resurrection. A lot of people don't know that Easter was celebrated before the resurrection of Christ, as far as like the eggs and all of that. Constantine was, we talk about this on our other videos, Constantine was a sun god worshiper. So he brought into a lot of pagan things like Easter, Christmas, and brought it in. I'm not sure about Chris. I'm going to hold back on that. I don't know if he had anything to do with Christmas. Didn't brought. Well, I don't know if he knew about Christmas. I'm not going to say that right now. I'm just stick to Easter. I know Christmas is a pagan holiday too, on Jeremiah chapter 10. Okay, so what they did, they adopted a lot of paganism, and then they adopted some of the, because we weren't called Christians, we were just believers. And I don't call myself a Christian. I'm living holy, for God is holy. You know, He never told us to have a name as far as like what we should call ourselves, as far as like apostolic, Baptist. He never said call ourselves that. Although there's apostle doctrine and things like that, and John the Baptist, but He said, "Be ye holy, for I am holy." So let's get into Constantine. Constantine, he called himself a Christian, so he started celebrating Christian festivals, the feast days, but he brought in a lot of paganism in it. So the bunny, do bunnies lay eggs? We already know, no, bunnies do not lay eggs. So that goes into explaining why Easter was included. It was because the goddess, she had a bird that she turned to. It's silly, it's goofy. Like, why are you having your kids celebrate this stuff? This is like lies, just like with Christmas, Santa Claus and all that. I'm like, they're going to grow up and it's going to be a lie. We grew up. I used to celebrate Christmas. I used to celebrate Easter. I used to eat the eggs and the hollow eggs. Now we know the tradition is hollow. You know, I never cared for the hollow eggs anyway. I'm like, why do you fill up the whole egg? Why is it hollow? Because when I bite into it, it's nothing. And just like when I bite into the paganism of Easter, it's nothing. It don't mean nothing. So you guys need to separate it. But it's 10,000s of people that don't believe it. So if you don't believe it, if you start not to believe, you say, you know what, this is fake. I'm not going to believe it anymore. You're not alone. You're not alone. You're not alone. So don't feel like you're the only one that don't believe it. So with that being said, let's go into some scriptures. We're going to go into, let's see here. You got your Bible.
Sure.
This fan is all up on my face. Let's go to Matthew 12:40. And we're going to talk about Good Friday. The Easter thing, I mean, that's obvious that God ain't got nothing to do with an egg and a bunny rabbit. I mean, come on now. Everybody should know that. If you don't, then now you know. All right, so we're going to talk about Good Friday. Was it really a Good Friday? And he wasn't crucified on a Friday? And remember, too, I want to get ahead of myself. When they were talking about the preparation of the Sabbath, that was when they were celebrating the Passover. So they were getting ready the Last Supper was actually the supper for the Passover. So remember that. Remember that. They don't teach that in the church, in the body of Christ. So you got 12:40. Matthew 12:40. Yeah.
Well, Jonah was.
Can you speak up a little bit, please?
Okay.
Let me make sure.
St. Matthew chapter 12, verse 40. For as Jonah was 3 days and 3 nights in the whale's belly, so shall the Son of Man be 3 days and 3 nights in the earth in the heart of the earth.
All right, so he said 3 days and 3 nights. So I'm gonna just go ahead and fast forward and debunk this real quick. So if y'all can see, I'm sorry, I spilled some oil, castor oil. I was putting it in my hair. All right, so okay, so let's say Good Friday. I'm gonna say Good Friday just for sake of argument, because that's what most people call it, Good Friday. Okay, so if he was in the belly of the heart of the earth for 3 days and 3 nights, let's just debunk this real quick. Okay, so sunset to sunset. All right, so they say he was crucified. Let's say if it was Friday, it got to be 3 days and 3 nights, right? So 1, that's sunset, sundown, that's 1. Sunset, sundown, that's 2, right? And that's 3. If I can follow my, okay, let me look at it like this. And that's 3, right? So already that's a lie, because let's go to this scripture. Already it's a lie, because if we have to wait till Sunday right here on sundown, that means that he should be crucified around this time right here, or right in between the time before the sunset, because the Bible says, let me go to the scriptures. Sorry guys, I got a lot of, okay. All right. Okay, let's go to Mark 15, 42, Mark 15. Right after Matthew, Mark 15, 40. Let me read it. Let me see.
15:40.
And make sure it's the right one. 15:40. Yeah. Okay, this is not the actual scripture, but I just looked on there and I was like, it's the same scripture. I was like, let me go back to. So I'm just going to read this one. It says, there was also women looking afar off, among whom was Mary Magdalene, and Mary the mother of James, and less of the Joseph and Salome, who also when he was in Galilee followed him and ministered unto him. And many other women which came up with him unto Jerusalem. And now when the even was come, because it was a preparation, that is the day before the Sabbath. So it was a preparation before the Passover. So they were getting prepared for the Passover dinner. All right, so the scripture I'm looking for is, and I have a bunch of scriptures right here. Okay, and Sabbath, Matthew 12:40. Luke 24:16. Oh, matter of fact, I got it on my other iPad. Bear with me one moment, guys. I'm coming to bring y'all the truth. The devil is a liar. Not here. Okay, so Luke 22:1. Now the feast of unleavened bread drew nigh, which is called the Passover. And the chief priests and scribes saw how they might kill him, for they feared the people. So it's telling you right now that the feast of the unleavened bread was the Passover. And did you have some scriptures too? While I look for mine. Regarding the Passover.
You did Matthew 12:40, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The next one was I only want to do Mark 16 verse 1. When
that may be the one I was looking for. Let me see. What was it about Mark 16? You remember?
As we doing toward when the Messiah rose.
Because I'm looking for it. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. See, thank you. And when the Sabbath was passed, Mark 16:1. When the Sabbath was passed, the Sabbath is Saturday, not Sunday, right? So when the Sabbath was passed, Mary Magdalene, Mary, the mother of James and Salome, had brought sweet spices that they may come and anoint him. And very early in the morning, the first day of the week, which is Sunday, they came into the sepulchre, if I pronounced that wrong, forgive me, at the rising of the sun. And they said among themselves, who shall roll us away the stone from the door of the sepulchre? And when they looked, they saw the stone was rolled away. So they was like, who gonna roll it away? Because it's a big stone. But when they looked, they saw the stone was rolled away, for it was very great. And entering into the sepulchre, they saw a young man sitting on the right side, clothed in a long white garment. And they were affrighted. And he said unto them, be not affrighted. Ye seek Yahushua of Nazareth, which was crucified. He is risen. He is not here. Behold the place where they laid him. But go your way, tell his disciples and Peter that he goeth before you into Galilee. There shall ye see him as he said unto you. And they went out quickly and fled from the sepulchre, for they trembled and were amazed. Neither said they anything to any man, for they were afraid. Now when Yahushua was risen early the first day of the week, he appeared first to Mary Magdalene, out of whom he had cast 7 devils. And she went and told them that had been with him, as they mourned and wept. And they, when they had heard that he was alive and had been of her, believed not. Next. You got another scripture?
Next one is
Just read the scripture.
I have Matthew 15:9.
Go for it.
Excuse me.
Go for it.
Matthew 15:9.
Mm-hmm.
The 15th chapter, Matthew chapter 15, verse 9. But in vain they do worship me, teaching me doctrines of commandments of men. And he called the multitudes and said unto them, hear and understand, not that which go into the mouth defile a man, but that which come out of the mouth defile a man. Then came his disciples and said unto him, Knowest thou that the Pharisees were offended after they heard this saying? But he answered and said, Every plant which my heavenly Father hath not planted shall be rooted up. Let them alone. They be blind leaders of blind. And if the blind lead the blind, they both shall fall into the ditch. I'm done. I said that's enough right there for me.
And also, I want to warn you guys too, because the interpretations of the Bible could be misleading. So I want to also read the translation from the Hebrew Bible. Let's go back to Mark 16:9. It says now when it says Jesus in the King James Version, but Yahusha in the translation from the Hebrew names, was risen early the first day of the week. He appeared first to Mary Magdalene, out of whom he had cast 7 devils. In Mark 16:9 it says, now having risen early Shabbat morning, Yahusha appeared first to Miriam and Migdal, from whom he has cast out 7 devils. And Mark 1 it says, and when the Shabbat has passed, Miriam, so Shabbat, it says, and when the Shabbat was passed, so the Sabbath, but it uses the SH here. And then in 9 it says, now having risen early Shabbat morning, Yahusha appeared first to Miriam and Migdal. That's where the confusion comes in. That's why a lot of people probably believe, because of the translation, they watered down the Bible and the days when he was risen. So you have to watch out for the translations as well. But let's go back to Friday, Good Friday, from explaining all of that.
What's that? That thing might slide down.
Oh. All right, so let's go back to Friday. So Good Friday was when he was crucified. And he was crucified and laid for 3 days, 3 nights. From here, from what they're saying, Good Friday, then we have to start with sunset, sundown. That's 1 day. Sunset, sundown, 2 days. Sunset, sundown. That's 3 days. So that debunks how they translated that he was risen on Sunday, because we have to complete this in order for it to be 3 complete days. So there's some error there. So this is going to be part 1, and we're going to go more in depth into part 2 and break down as far as like what day that they celebrate, they prepare for the actual Passover, what day they prepare for the Passover, and how it doesn't even tie into the Good Friday celebration of Easter. And we just debunked that. It doesn't even count. You can't even count it up. You can't even count 3 days. If he was risen, say for us, he was risen Sunday morning. If he was risen Sunday morning, how is Good Friday on Friday? Because it wasn't even 3 days. He wasn't in the belly of Jonah was in the belly well for 3 days and 3 nights. Yahusha said he's going to be in the belly well for 3 days and 3 nights, as far as like the earth. So you're using that as a shadow of what was to come.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And John 19:31. Let's go to John 19:31. The Jews, therefore, because it was the preparation that the body should not remain on a cross on the Sabbath day. So they didn't want him to remain on the cross on the Sabbath day, for that Sabbath day was on high day. Sought Pilate that their legs might be broken and that they might be taken away. And we're gonna go to Mark 16 right now. 1-2. When the Sabbath was over, Mary Magdalene, Mary the mother of James, and Solomon brought spices so that they could go and anoint the body of Yahusha very early on the first day of the week, and just after sunrise, they went to the tomb. So with that, do you have anything to add?
How about John 14:5?
John 14:5. Did you want me to go there?
Yeah.
I got this little thing I keep my coffee on. But I just changed my desk and everything around, as you guys can see. I have a different scenery. I gotta fix my picture back there. But so if I'm turning around, it's not to be rude. It's because I need to put my coffee heater thing up here, which I should have done. All right. What scripture was this again?
John 14:5.
Okay. John 14:5. Thomas said unto him, Lord, we know not whither thou goest, and how can we know the way? Yahushua said unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. If you had known me, ye should have known my Father also. And from henceforth ye know him and have seen him. Philip said unto him, Lord, show us the Father, and he sufficed us. Yahushua said unto him, have I been so long time with you, and yet hast thou not known me, Philip? He that has seen me has seen the Father. And how sayest thou, then show me the Father? How far did you want me to read?
Go to the...
Oh, I can go to 11. Okay, so 14:8:11. Believe me that I am in the Father, and the Father in me, or else believe me for the very work's sake. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me, that works that I do, shall do also, and greater works than these shall he do, because I go unto my Father. So, greater works is not doing an egg hunt. You putting a curse on your life if you doing an egg hunt and putting that curse, well, let me get prosperous because of this egg. And you're not even knowing it. See, the devil is not going to come to you bold and say, worship me. He's going to trick you into doing it. And that's one way for him to trick you, is to try to make you think that the paganism is part of God. He said worship him in the spirit and in truth. And in order to do that, you have to have truth and you got to have spirit. You got something else?
Yes. 1 Corinthians 5, 8. Yeah, 1 Corinthians 5.
Oh, let me get that Bible because I keep using yours.
1 Corinthians 5 and 8.
I should have your own. 1 Corinthians. Actually, I have. Oh, yes, this. I'm going to read from the Sefer, the proper translation, and 1 Corinthians 5. I'm sorry, I'm tired. What did you say?
1 Corinthians 5, 8.
Alright, therefore let us keep the feast. See, that's good. That's why I love you, because you got the good scriptures. Not with old leaven, neither with the leaven of malice or wickedness, but with the, what's that word? Unleavened of sincerity. It says matzah of sincerity and truth. I wrote unto you in a Sefer not to company with fornicators. And it goes into all of that. Yet not altogether with the fornicators of the world, or with the covetous, or extortioners, or with the idolaters. For them must ye needs go out of the world. Alright, so it's basically like you can worship something without knowing that you're worshiping it. Like if I tell you that you worshiping or you serving Easter is another god, which is a goddess called Esther. What's her name again? I want to pronounce it right. Esther. I wonder where Esther is now. Did she repent? But anyway, so that's a goddess. Why not just worship the Creator? Why would we need to adopt the pagan traditions into our lives? Just want some chocolate. You want some chocolate without serving Easter? Why don't you just celebrate the Passover? That's 7 days. I don't understand because if you count all the holidays that they have now, like, well, how many is it? It's Christmas, it's Easter, it's Halloween. Well, I mean, let's just say it's like 7 or 8 or 10 pagan holidays. But if you celebrate the feast days, there's way more feast days than there are pagan holidays. So you're robbing yourself.
Mm.
Mm-mm-mm. I tell you. I need something to drink.
Mm.
Oh, it's dry. It's disgusting. Like, I mean, for one, the world celebrates it. So why do you think that? I would question that. Everybody calling him the same name, the same day, Christmas 25th. Everybody doing the same thing, pagan people, and they don't even love God. And you think they around unity for a reason?
Mm.
Yes, it is for a reason. It's to make money off of you, and then it's for you to not worship God in spirit and in truth. Because just because you may not think it's a big deal, it could be a big deal. It could lead you on this path when God wants you to go on this path. Like if I was to say it's not a big deal, then a lot of things in my life that God blessed me to do, I wouldn't be doing right now because I wasn't gonna be living in truth, complete truth. And there's some things that you could study. Like you can go to, like I said, you can go to Christ Like Truth for more information. That's ChristLikeTruth.com for more information. And we have videos. We have this video about Easter and the pagan holidays. You can go to our Facebook channel. We have it on there as well. So we're not just going to give you this video. We're going to give you more foundation of videos that's going to give you other details that you can study as well. But like I said, we're going to probably do a part 2 of this and then give you guys more in depth.
Right.
What you looking for?
I'll just
I think this is one of the shortest videos we ever made. 32 minutes. Because it's simple. See how 30 minutes could change your life? Like 30 minutes of the truth. Bam, it's done. You're either going to accept or you're not. You got to walk into the light. Walk into the truth.
Oh, yeah. I didn't see anything else.
Did you have any more scriptures up there? I wrote a bunch of notes, but that's basically a condensed version of what I've been trying to say. I got, let's see. Getting to Matthew 15. John 4:23-24. Let me go there. I'm telling you guys, it's not worth it. I mean, how you feel when you go into the store? Give me a basket. Give me a bunny. Give me some Cadbury eggs with the cream in the middle. Now let's go celebrate Easter. Let's celebrate God. Hallelujah.
Without doing research.
It doesn't even make sense. I mean, bunnies don't even lay eggs. I mean, traditions of men.
Yeah. It's right.
And I used to, like, when I first stopped celebrating, like, Christmas was a big thing for me because we got a lot of it seemed like it was a big thing when we were growing up and we celebrated and things like that. So it's kind of like a good memories, but you can make good memories without having to celebrate pagan holidays. If that's all you got to celebrate, that's all your memories are foundated, that's not even a word, foundated on. Yeah, that's going to be my word, foundated on. If that's what all of your good memories are foundated on is pagan holidays, then you have to really truly see and seek why. Why is it? Why you can't do your own thing? Why you gotta have memories for Christmas? Why you gotta have memories at Easter? Why? Is it a must? Is that your God? I'm telling you, like if you just celebrate the feast days, anybody can celebrate the feast days of God. The Passover,
Hallelujah.
the light when they walked through, when they were rescued from Egypt, and God gave them a light to walk through. The Feast of Lights. It's a lot of holidays. Like, oh yeah, and then springtime is the New Year.
Excuse me.
That's why he said the first day of the first month, because this matter of fact, let me go to that scripture. The first day of the first month, and I'm gonna go back to that one. It's just so many scriptures, and then it backs it up because God doesn't lie. Man lies, but not God.
Yeah.
Okay, so Nisan is the ecclesiastical New Year, the date from which months and festivals are counted. Thus, Passover. And there's a lot of scriptures backing that up. Exodus 42, on the first day of the month, you are to set the tabernacle, the tent meeting. Exodus 12:2, the month is the beginning of the months for you. It shall be the first month of the year. So the Passover, when is the Passover? Now. So that means that the first moon, it's just, oh my goodness, it's just like, hallelujah. Hallelujah. I don't like to say, oh my goodness, because there's nobody good but God, but dang. It's just so like, it's obvious. And it's not that people are stupid, it's just that they want to spend time with family, so they say, it's no big deal. My kids like it. Do something else. Pick up another hobby. Do something new. Do the Passover instead of Easter. Celebrate how they did the unleavened bread, and we know they ain't doing no most of them ain't doing no unleavened bread. Probably getting some St. Paul's, pork fried rice. But yeah, so let me go back to
about Mark 7:9.
Mark 7:9, 9. I'm on Mark already. 7. Okay. Oh, Mark 7:9, New Testament. And he said unto them, full well ye reject the commandment of God, that ye may keep your own traditions. That's what I'm talking about. And for Moses said, honor thy father and thy mother, and whosoever curseth father or mother, let him die a death. You never want to try to shame your father and mother, like with Noah. He was drunk, and his son, I think, he was cursed because he basically uncovered his father's nakedness. So you never want to try to shame your parents. I mean, if your parents is abusing you and trying to kill you, you might want to warn people. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about good parents. So
in Corinthians 14:33.
Corinthians.
First Corinthians.
When I stay up a little late, like this ain't really late, but when I stay up a little late, I always ask God, can you bring my sleep back as if I had slept enough? Because I really don't do the 8 hours anyway, because I'm constantly working. But like 5 or 6 hours is good for me. But if I get 8 hours, hey, I'm happy too. Sometimes when I take off, I just sleep. Like that one day, I try to at least. Like this weekend, but Saturday I was just like chilling. I think it was Friday. I was just chilling in bed all night, all day. Like when you were gone, it was relaxing. Sometimes you just need that rest.
Right.
But anyway, I don't know why I started talking about that. 1 Corinthians 14:33. For God is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all churches of the saints, but all congregations of the saints. Let your women keep silent in the churches, for it is not permitted unto them to speak, but they are commanded to be under obedience, as also said the law. And if they will learn anything, let them ask their husbands at home. Hey baby, can I learn something? For it is a shame for women to speak in the church. What? Came the word of God out of you? Or came it unto you only? If any man think himself to be a prophet or spiritual, let him acknowledge the things that I write unto you are the commandments of the Lord. But if any man be ignorant, let him be ignorant. Wherefore, brethren, covet to prophesy, and forbid not to speak in tongues. Let all things be done decently and in order.
Mm.
So we want things to be decently and in order. And Easter is out of order.
Oh.
I need a judge. What do you call that? Gaffle or daffle?
Boy, we got Thessalonians 5:21, but I think that's I think they got enough.
Yeah, I think that's gonna probably overwhelm. So basically, the scriptures are Matthew 12:40. Oh yeah, let me do one more scripture. I'm sorry, I got one more scripture. The one I was gonna give you guys before is John 4:23-24. We have Mark 15:42, Luke 24:16, Matthew 15:9, John 14:15. So those are some scriptures you guys can keep in mind. But I'm gonna just go to 2 more scriptures. I'm gonna head on out. Are you catching a cold? We haven't been sick in like over a year. I'm be bringing those sickness germs this way. And pray for you. Lord bless him. Whatever's in. Matter of fact, you need some apple cider vinegar. Here, drink some of this. See, this is what I use when I get like a cough. This is a commercial break. And next, our partners, apple cider vinegar by Bragg's. When I have a cough, I take apple cider vinegar. Yummy, yummy.
Oh.
I actually drink this a lot. Put one for you and one for you. Ooh. Because it helps your throat. And when I go to bed, I didn't actually need it, but dealing with him. But when I go to bed and wake up, it's gone. Like my throat is not bothering me anymore. So, all right. And I don't have a throat issue right now. Do you have your throat bothering you or anything?
No, no, it's
Because you wasn't coughing yesterday.
No, it was I think it was the weather changed on me. Every time it changed, I had to drink something hot. It always does that.
Okay, don't be not denying if you're sick, cause then
No, I ain't.
You never deny when you're sick. Then you can pray for the person, cause if you say I'm not sick, then we don't know what to pray for. That's why some people die of diseases and they never tell anybody they need prayer. So, all right. So I'm gonna get to the scripture. John 4:23. Okay, John. Hallelujah. Bless me, Lord. Focus. Okay. So John 4:23 says, "But the hour comes and now is when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in Ruach and in truth, the Spirit and in truth. For the Father seeks such to worship him." God wants you to worship him. He's like seeking, like somebody, anybody. Hallelujah. I don't know if he's like anybody, but he's like, he desires for us to, once you, like, if you love God, right? If you're listening right now and you love God, don't you want him to, like, be pleased with you worshiping him in truth and spirit?
Right.
I heard feet. Go back to bed, baby. I want to walk past this camera with half dressed. All right, 24. Yahuwah is the Ruach, that's the spirit. And it's Ruach in the big letters because that means that it's God's spirit. And they that worship him must worship him in Ruach and in truth. God is the spirit. Yahusha, John 1, St. John 1, he came, a spirit, and he wrapped himself up in flesh, and he died for us. That's the simplest way we can explain it to you. God came from heaven. The seed grew in Mary. She birthed the seed, which was Yahushua HaMashiach. He lived this life. He ministers. He prophesied. He did things, miracles, and he died. And he was the last lamb slain for our sins. And if you want to be saved, go to Acts 2:4, Acts 2:38. Acts 2:4 says it. And they were all on one accord, and they began to speak with the other tongues as the Spirit of Yah, the Spirit of God, gave them utterance. And Acts 2:38 says, repent and be baptized, every one of you, in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach, for the remission, the turning away. You got to turn away. You can't just say, forgive me, Lord, forgive me, Yah, and going back into that sin like 2 seconds later, because you really are not asking for forgiveness. You're just saying the words. Just like love. Love is an action word. He can't say he loves me, but yet he cheating on me and lying to me. That ain't love. What kind of love you used to? So you can't say I'm gonna stop sinning and still sin and still shacking up with this guy, or shacking up with this woman, or committing the sins in Romans 1:25 and down, or some of the ones we just read. If you love God, keep His commandments. That's what He said. If you love me, keep my command. He said that in the New Testament too. So I don't understand why people are saying the law is done away with, or He came to fulfill the law and not do away with the law. Really? The Bible says that. We're not making this up. And we're gonna leave you with this last scripture. Let's turn to John 14. And we're going to be out.
This is good coffee.
Here it is. If ye shall ask anything in my name. See, this is how God just does it. Like, I didn't know this was the scripture that I just got through speaking. And ye shall ask anything in my name, I will do it. If ye love me, it says, guard my commandments. Keep my commandments, and I will pray the Father that He shall give you another comforter, that He may abide with you. I'm sorry, I'm speaking too fast. That He may abide with you forever. Keep my commandments, and that's in John 14. Right. John 14. Why we need to go and search for something else to say that? Oh well, He said keep my commandments there, but let's see.
Law done away with. Law ain't done away with.
He said He came to fulfill the law. That's why He became the last lamb slain. We're not going to go and kill a lamb, but He didn't do away with it. And He said, keep my commandments. So just do it. Just do what the Bible says and stop doing all this pagan stuff, because it's going to interrupt your blessings. Do you want your blessings interrupted? I don't think so. So we're going to say goodbye. Shalom.
Shalom, Basalom.
Hallelujah. You want to pray out? Or you just want to say shalom? I'll pray this time. Father, Yah, in the name of Yahushua. Hallelujah. Pour down your mercy, Yah, on the people who don't want to turn to you, that they have a mind eventually to turn to you, and that they don't die in their sins and go to hell, Yah. Let them read the Bible for themselves to show themselves approved, so they can believe the truth and not continue to be hypnotized or be led by the pain and the hurt of their past, Yah, because you gave man charge over things in this world, and you gave us a choice to love you. And sometimes our parents can cause us to be hurt, or not even that. Sometimes we could lose parents, and the guard is taken away from the authority figure, so that wolves come in and hurt us, Lord Yah. But you don't want it that way, Yah. You came to heal and be a comfort to those who are comfortless. Hikarasha, bless the orphans, bless the kids without any food, bless the widows, Yah. Bless the people who are living a lie, so that they can have a heart to truly serve you for your glory. And we just ask all these things. We ask you for peace
Yes, Lord.
in this troubled time, yeah. Peace. Hallelujah. You can't buy peace. We ask you, Lord, to cover
Yes.
cover the world, Lord, with your mercy, that they may live another day for you. Hallelujah. Hikalashama.
Yes.
Hallelujah. For the Lord's wrath is great, and we do not want to fall into that wrath, and we want to just serve you, Yah. We rebuke Satan in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach. I rebuke him and send him back to the pits of hell where he came from. Hallelujah. If he's trying to distract anybody who's listening right now, any arguments that's trying to start, any kids that's coming in the room trying to start confusion, anything that's coming in the house right now, any phone calls that's being interrupted, any TV of lust, I ask the Lord to turn it off, to move it, to stop it. Hallelujah. So they can search the scripture. Spend 5 minutes searching the scripture. Hallelujah. Peace. Hallelujah. In the name of Yahushua. Shalom. Bless you guys. Hallelujah.